Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's Chris, Anderson, and Livy. We'll just call this episode 2. We'll be going through chapter 2, Genesis, and I'm just going to go ahead and read it. We're downtown Fredericksburg at the Loop. I'm not exactly sure what the Loop is. I think it's Heritage Loop, but it's a blessed day, and God woke us up, and we get another day. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and start reading. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their multitude. And on the seventh day God finished the work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because on it God rested from all the work that he had done in creation. Another account of the creation. In the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, when no plant of the field was yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was no one to till the ground. But a stream would rise from earth and water the whole face of the ground. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils in the breath of life, and the man became a living being. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Out of the ground the Lord God made to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good grow every tree. Out of the ground the Lord God made to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's a little windy, so I'm trying to read in my truck. A river flows out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divides and becomes 4 branches. The name of the first, Pishon. I'm probably saying these wrong, so please correct me. It is the one that flows around the whole land of Hivla, where there is gold, and the gold of the land is good. Bedlam and onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one that flows around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is the Tigris, which flows east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. Yes, ma'am, it is. All right, she wants a pretzel. Remember, this is live and unedited. I just want this to be as real as possible, so I apologize for all the background. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to till it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, "You may freely eat of every tree of the garden, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall die." The Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper as his partner." So out of the ground the Lord God formed every animal of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was the name. The man gave names to all the cattle and to the birds of the air and to every animal of the field, but for the man there was not found a helper as his partner. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. Then he took one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man he has made into a woman, and brought her to the man. Then the man said, "This is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for out of the man this one was taken. Therefore a man leaves his father and his mother and clings to his wife, and they become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed." So again, that's some pretty powerful stuff. You know, it's about the creation. So that's, again, I interpret it that way. definitely trying to get some other people to ask some questions and everything. Yeah, Chad, I'm handing her snacks. She's actually got her shoes today, so I'm going to let her walk once it's a little bit more safe. But yeah, so again, good morning, brothers and sisters. So this is a new series, or I want to try to build this to a podcast, or eventually to have more people follow me and walk with me. Not necessarily for me, this is for God. I need to get out of my own way sometimes, and I even said that yesterday, or maybe it was this morning, that this is much bigger than me. Even though if I don't feel like doing this, or I have stuff going on, I still feel the need that I have to do this, if that makes sense. I need to do it just because it helps other people. So I'm going to continue to do that. Regardless of how I actually am feeling or how my day is going, I will continue to spread the word, the message, so that we can just help out. That's what this is about. I'm not trying to convert anybody, or I'm not trying to, lecture anybody. I just want the Lord's message to be heard. And so back to Genesis 2. That's when God created man. So we know about Adam and Eve, and we've heard about Eden, and the next chapter is going to be, what we all know, where Eve goes and commits the first sin, or but I want to know kind of what people are thinking about, this type of thing. It's God created man, and then he created a woman from literally his rib. I mean, that's pretty powerful. If God could do that, God can create everything. So obviously he's the most powerful thing in the universe. But yeah, and then one thing that I didn't realize, I always learn something new every time I read, and I didn't really talk about it yesterday, but today I didn't realize that it was man. God let man name everything. And I don't know, I think that has to do with a little bit of free will. I think that's the free will maybe that he gives us. Wow, yeah. Hi. Say hey to everybody, sweet. But yeah, I think it has to do with the free will that God has given us, There's a lot of stuff that we can unpack with the good, with all that. And what our intentions are and all that, but I feel like that's later on in the Bible. But this is more talking about, he created man, and we talked about yesterday in his image, and I still want to know what people think of that. I know there's a lot of misinterpretations, or people think of other stuff, and honestly, I want people to talk. And it's for this too. I also want, people to, to just do their own research and kind of think about, spirituality and all that kind of stuff, or just bring awareness to it. But yeah, I'm starting to blab and get a little further off topic again. But yeah, Genesis 2, and it says at the very end that the man becomes one with his wife after that. So I know that there's a lot of controversy about man and women and the Bible and whatever the church or whatever believes, but I know, and I'll speak for myself again, I'll make I statements. I don't care what you are, or is your sexual preference or any of that kind of stuff. I believe that true love is true love, and God knows that, and and for it's a touchy subject, but it's something that people need to talk about. So but I believe that I believe it's more talking about the unity of marriage and how we kind of come from our one true Father, which is God, and then we go down to our other family. So it really takes the divinity from us in that situation. And good morning, ladies. And yeah, we're now talking about. No, I just got thrown off subject. But yeah, it doesn't take the divinity away. I think I misspoke. What it does is it shows that we're human, and that we have people here that we have to take care of. That's my interpretation of those last two sentences. How it's talking about, man, joins his wife, and then they become one. So, and that's something that we're all doing, or trying to do, or we want to do, but we got to keep that God, our God, as the foundation. We got to keep pushing through with everything that we do, and we got to keep spreading the message. Genesis is, I would say, it's for me, it's an easier read because I'm somewhat of a literal person, but it just talks about God and how He's creating everything. It's the beginning of time. I just want to see if anybody else is watching, or what I really want this to be is more interactive. So if people have, I'm not the one to answer your questions, but let's just have some context and talk about it. I see there's some people. Hey, Robin. Hey, Chad. Hey, Michelle. Amber. Oh, Terry. We got some people on. So, yeah, just drop a line. Just tell me what you guys think about Genesis and Genesis 2, or, if you guys want, this doesn't have to be just reading the Bible. I'll open this up to, if you want to say a prayer, or you want me to say a prayer for you, I'll do it. I'm not ordained or anything, but this is just to help people, and it's to show people that everybody should be loved, and I'm so bad at that. Again, I'm gonna go off track here, but my wife got me a good book that's helping me out with emotional intelligence. I started reading it this morning, and it really just helps me understand me and understand those around me. And I think that kind of could tie into with Genesis, when you're becoming one with your family, and yeah, that's when you go into those, when you go from one family to another, when you're coming from God, and then you start your own family, there's a lot of stuff you gotta do. There's a lot of people you gotta look out for. How you doing? There's just a lot. I mean, that's what my interpretation is. So I'd like to see what people are saying in here. Innermost portion of their body, which also symbolizes the perfect balance from ground to the sky, is what Chad's saying about I'm guessing about the rib. But yeah, so I was wondering why he chose the rib, and if that had some kind of symbolization towards it. But yeah, another good read is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Oh, thank you. Okay. But yeah, so anybody else, what are you guys thinking? There's a lot. I mean, this one's a little cut and dry, but like I said, another purpose to what I'm doing is just getting out in nature, or getting out and getting some physical activity, and just hearing the message. And everyone's invited. You could, even if you are a non-believer, I just ask that you respect it, and just come on the walk, and ask questions, and talk. This is definitely a no censored forum. That's why I like to do the live, and it shows you, what people are really thinking in real time, and and I think it shows the real emotion to things. So I would love for at some point where I could start getting this out on, social media ahead of time, so I could get some people to actually walk with me, because some of these walks are 30 minutes, an hour. That's a lot of time that we could be devoting to Jesus and God, and I think that's important. Jesus gave his life. I think we could give him 30 minutes or an hour. And I'm not lecturing, I'm just saying, some people go to church, some people pray. There's other ways to do it, but this is something that is helping me, and if it catches, it catches. If it doesn't, it's okay, because I'm still spreading the Lord's message. And that's all this is about. It's just spreading the message and loving people and getting to know people. So I appreciate it for right now. I'm just going to keep walking. If anybody has any other insights into Genesis, or just wants to bring anything up that I read that maybe that they interpreted a different way or something. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people to dive into the Bible, dive in and read, and I'm open to all interpretations. I told you yesterday I'm a fan of the ancient civilizations and all that kind of stuff. So I like to hear that side of it too. Where the ancient stuff that really interests me. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna continue to keep doing this. If I could get some more people to follow me on all the social medias, I can go live from there. I'm still learning this stuff too, so I don't really have everything down pat, but I'm doing some reading, and I've got the time to do it right now. And I want to make this something to help people. So thank you everybody for your support, and appreciate it. Good morning, man. All right, love you guys. Have a good one. I'll read the chats, and hopefully there's some conversation and some context going. That's what this is about. While people are actually walking with me, we'd be talking, but obviously it's just me and Olivia right now. Well, cheers. Y'all have a good one. Love you guys. Bye. Say bye, Liv. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.